So this week on Backstage in WWE, we say hello to everyone and hope you all are well in the world. And just remember, pro tip, it's more like a life tip to be honest with you. When you go to SmackDown, buy the cheapest seat because they don't sell a damn ticket, so you're going to be right in the front row, baby. How are you, Brad?
I'm good, and I'm anxiously awaiting your in-person SmackDown experience this week.
So, why don't we just jump into it now? Again, we are only half an hour long as your favorite TV sitcom, but we don't have commercials like those other bastards. So, if you have enough time to sit through that, or a really crappy show like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, you can sit through us, damn it. I might get a lot of heat for that. I've never watched it, but I hear it's tremendous. Oh, well. I piss off people every week. That's kind of what I do here. So, SmackDown Live. Brad, before I get into what I know, what do you know about the show? Anything?
I thought it was a pretty weak show overall, just to be so close to WrestleMania.
Any good moments for you? Highlights? Lowlights? Were the lights even on at your place?
I don't think the lights were on. I mean, it was just a it was just a show. I mean, I wish I had something better to add. I mean, obviously they're focusing on more of the wrestlers with matches on the card, and that's expected, but it still didn't seem it didn't seem very exciting. Like, I guess a low light for me would be you've got this big match, right? And it's AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura. And it basically ends with Nakamura patting him on the head like a child. And it's just, that's like something that was written for a 5-year-old maybe. I just don't understand how this is just, to be a championship match. I think it's so poorly done from a storytelling standpoint. And, they rely on that because, a lot of the hardcore fans who will be watching WrestleMania, well, they want to see the match anyway and don't really care if there's a story.
I want to see it too.
So it's unfortunate because I feel like they could be adding a lot more to this if they just put more effort into telling more of a story here than just what they currently are, which is two guys who know each other and respect each other, and one is going to beat the other. Whoop-dee. The fights are fake. Bring on the entertainment, please.
Yeah, like the dark match with Baron Corbin. And that's a shoot. It really is. I'll talk about that later. However, Brad's kind of right, and it was a let's start from the beginning. So my friends and I, who bought tickets to the show, spent $35, and that $35 was good for a seat up in the upper bowl, kind of facing the Titantron, and that's a good seat. I like being up there because you can kind of see everything. If there's anything that happens, away from the ring, you can see that too, which is nice. And I love the shot of when a wrestler makes their entrance, you can kind of see their backdrop. I think that is such a cool shot. So that's why we sat there, and the tickets were fairly priced too, in my opinion, because you got SmackDown, you got 205 Live, you got the Mixed Match Challenge. So really, you're paying $35 to see a lot of freaking wrestling. So I'm like, you know what? That's fine. I'll spend it. So we go to the place where we give the guys our tickets, and it comes up as an error. And I knew these tickets were legit. My buddy's not about to try to get us in with tickets in the black market. And the guy's like, just go to Will Call. So okay, we go to Will Call, customer service, and they're like, yeah. So we didn't sell a lot of tickets. This is verbatim, guys. We didn't sell a lot of tickets, so we upgraded you. And I look at the seat, and it's on the floor. I'm like, oh my God, are you kidding me? Like, as a fan, it's tremendous. But and I got so many tweets about this. It's great for me, but bad for the product. Because think about it that way, right? They couldn't. Yeah. A third of the upper bowl was open and available. 1/3, and PPG Paints Arena houses over 18,000 people. So you obviously have the back half blocked off no matter what, because, well, the stage. But other than that, you have like 7/8 of the upper bowl still intact with seats. They closed over half of it. You know, so that was just my first impression was no one gives a fuck, and it's hard to not think that way, right?
Yeah, I mean it almost is like a WrestleMania that it's going to be exciting in spite of some of the storytelling and what they're doing.
Sure, kind of like, you know, I mean, the card is stacked. I gotta admit.
Yeah, it is, but it's not. You know, it's stacked, but there's not a lot of really great stories at all, and that's why I say that I think that, you know, people are going to watch and they're going to do well in spite of the storytelling.
Yeah, I agree. I wish they would just take a different direction. But
well, I mean, well, you look at 205 Live, which is obviously taped after SmackDown Live.
But the matches were good.
Who cares? Okay, these people just saw 2 hours of fake fights. Now they're coming out. They're bringing out the Cruiserweight 2. They have told you through the presentation of them that essentially they are a lesser superstar than everybody else on the roster. And they've taken away one thing that made them a little bit unique in the stories they were telling. For example, when they had Enzo, people cared about it a little bit.
Neville too. He got some pops.
But they've taken that element away from it to a degree. And now it's just small guys doing what in a lot of cases we see on the main roster with the heavyweights. And we're supposed to care somehow. You know, they've got purple ropes and a purple belt, and it's just the entire presentation is poor, and it has been from the very beginning. And they have essentially done nothing to fix it. And I don't expect anything to change until they do. But it was like, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, but I saw the pictures. Nobody was there for the damn cruiserweights.
No, well, so people did stay for the Mixed Match Challenge match. It was Finn and Sasha versus Bobby Roode and Charlotte's replacement, Becky Lynch. I bet you only a couple hundred people left after SmackDown was over. Which ain't bad, right? I don't think that's that bad. The show overall was okay. You know, AJ and Shinsuke had a decent back and forth. The tag match to start SmackDown was good. Was that tag? It was a tag. I think it was a tag. The opening match was good. It involved Orton and Jinder. So that was okay. The women were...
Rusev is in the match.
Yeah, Rusev, you're right. Oh, yeah, because it was a surprise tag because Jinder's partner couldn't go. That's right. So then he got added into the triple threat at Mania for the U.S. title. The women were decent. Nothing crazy, nothing good. Daniel Bryan's promo was great because he didn't go into the ring. And then he referenced getting back into the ring. He pointed at it a couple times. It was really well done. So I like that. But so we get there at 7:30. Show starts at 8. Goes till 10. Mixed match is literally 5 minutes later. You have that. It was a 20-minute match. Kurt comes out after and, you know, says that you know, Miz and Asuka versus Charlotte and Bobby Roode next week on Raw. For the champion, the winner gets $100,000 to their charity, and then the cruiserweights are up. So that's 45 minutes to an hour. After that, it's 11 o'clock. The dark match starts, and it's the Usos and AJ Styles versus Baron Corbin, Aiden English, and Rusev. For my money, for my $35 hairs that I spent, the dark match was the most entertaining part of the entire night. That did last about 4.5 hours. I didn't get out of there until 11:30. You, Brad, would have been a cranky pants.
Well, having to sit through all that, you know, boring bullshit, I probably would have.
The dark match I thought was really fun, only because Rusev was doing his gimmick where he was, playing towards the baby faces because everyone kept cheering him. He was like catering to the crowd. Even Baron Corbin was getting in on it, which I knew you would like. So then Baron was getting in on it, and then you had at one point they did a little super kick party, and I hate the Young Bucks, but the Usos did it better. The Usos super kicking everybody. At one point, it was Baron and Rusev. They were throwing Aiden English back into the ring, and one of them was super kick him, which made it good. And I knew you'd like that because it was Baron bullying little guys, which is your favorite. And then at one point, the referee super kicked Aiden English, and the reaction was amazing. AJ Styles put the referee shirt on, and the referee got the pin, and it was just a good time. But it was because the wrestlers were actually having fun. And I enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're pointing out a great difference between what is a house show or a live event, as they call it now, and a TV taping or a live TV show. And you and I have been to...
We went to a house show together.
Yeah, we went to a live event together, and I thought that was a lot of fun. And the guys were just allowed to do what they wanted and have fun. And so, and there's pluses and minuses to both the TV and the live events, but the fun stuff you're describing, that's what you see at a live event.
And that's sometimes even worth more of my money than the actual show. Again, I'm not hating on SmackDown. SmackDown was okay. But damn it, did I enjoyed the cruiserweights. That they had a fatal 4-way that blew me away. So that I really liked. Because they could do whatever the hell they wanted. So I respected that. And then just the dark match was so good. It was so much fun. And you're right. I don't know what it's gonna take to make a change. Now moving to Raw, what happened there? What were your thoughts on Monday Night Raw? I mean, once again, we're still looking for a reason to care about Lesnar and Roman Reigns, which Roman or Brock or Paul Heyman's promo was very average. It was like samey, which whatever. What else freaking happened? Cena's promo again, and then he called out Kane, and they had a match, and he won, which wasn't any surprise. Anything jump out at you about Monday Night Raw? The only thing that I liked was that I love the teasing of Braun's tag partner. I'm in the minority on that, but I find it super fascinating. I'm excited to see who he picks.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you on that. I think they're actually building some intrigue to the match that wasn't there whatsoever.
Not even close.
Prior to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're doing their job. I like that. I think that's a good idea. And, we've heard the latest report that allegedly Rey Mysterio
Wait, what is this?
Is going to be his tag team partner, and that's a report from Justin Barrasso.
Oh, well, Barrasso thought Mysterio was fighting John Cena. I don't give a fuck what he says. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to happen.
Is that okay? So now there's a breaking news that Vegas odds are that The Rock will wrestle at WrestleMania. The Rock's gonna put over Rey Mysterio. I think that's the only. I'm gonna tweet that at him right now. Oh, what if he can make up shit? So can I.
That's true. The only thing I've heard with Braun is that, the goal is it would be someone who he doesn't need to necessarily help him win, like a mid-card or some comedy guy or a jobber guy or, a lesser wrestler who he doesn't necessarily need to help him win. That's just kind of like baggage because he needs them to do the match. So that's kind of like the narrative they're going for. So that wouldn't seem to fit someone like a Rey Mysterio or a big name return at all. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I mean, if The Rock is going to come back, and do an appearance, then the only thing I could see happening is it would be like an entertainment segment where it's not overly physical, or it would be a quick match like he did with Eric Rowan at WrestleMania a few years ago.
You mean when he buried the entire
Wyatt family in one night? Yeah, in like 5 minutes. It's fucking great.
Oh, jeez.
Great job, guys. They never recovered.
Yeah, that's
Cena and The Rock.
Well, no, Bray is reincarnated now.
Yeah, now he's back to Husky Harris.
Oh gosh, Husky
No,
Wyatt.
I don't know what he'll be, but hopefully he'll be something else. Yeah, I mean, because they've killed his character, so you'll see what happens. There's no information on The Rock showing up. I can tell you that. So certainly, if it's something they're doing, it's a super secret. But I haven't heard any information. Yeah, it is good.
Isn't that good? That's good.
Yeah, sure.
Surprises
Absolutely.
are great.
I think so, but ironically, I think so.
Well, let's keep the pace up.
Okay.
I like. Well, no, not us. I like what they're doing right now. I don't want them to fuck it up. That's all.
No. But speaking of fucking stuff up, we look at the Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns story. And they continue to drop the ball, and they continue to drive a narrative that the fans, in a lot of cases, don't buy. And I thought they did a poor job again handling the Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar story. And he's just back to trying to get the babyface sympathy. And the crowd is just begging Lesnar to hit it one more time.
Yeah, they don't care.
It's just not going to work. That story is not going to work the way they want it to. And they refuse to adjust in any way. They're trying every way they can to deliver the same narrative.
Yeah.
And every time they end up with the same conclusion. It's not working. And they're not willing to change that. So that's it's rather odd. So I wasn't a fan.
Do you think what did you like better? Sasha and Bayley finally beating the piss out of each other, or Cena mocking The Undertaker?
What did I like better?
Yeah.
Well, it's hard to say. I mean, I thought Bayley should have been the one that turned heel.
Well, did anyone really turn heel there?
Well, it was poorly done in that regard. You're right. It just seems like two women catfighting over, cattiness or, some drama. I mean, it was really just, not a very complex story.
Well, at least they did it, though. Like, I've been waiting for that for weeks.
But it's okay. So, but if they're not going to be a match on the card, it's kind of like, who cares?
Are they not going to be on the WrestleMania card?
They'll probably, maybe they'll be in the Battle Royal. I don't know. That's
a waste.
Well, I mean, look, they're putting a lot of, people that are on TV every week in the Battle Royal. So it's just kind of, it's interesting. I made a comment on Twitter about it, but essentially they've named this annual Memorial Battle Royal after one of the big legends in our business, Andre the Giant. And they took his name and they've created a match that is just essentially a match where they put people they don't care enough about to put into other matches every year. I mean, that is kind of a fuck you to Andre in his legacy.
Especially with the documentary coming out soon.
Yeah.
You would think that they would do everything in their power to make it amazing.
Well, maybe the winner will get a push again, and that'll last a month, and then they'll be relegated back to the mid card. I mean, you look who's won the match. Okay, so Cesaro.
They had a chance to do something. They had a chance to do something good with him,
and then they put him in a tag team match.
Yeah.
A tag team with Sheamus. There was like a few weeks or something where they said, "Oh, let's try a singles thing," and they put him into a tag team.
Yeah.
Okay. The Big Show, like he was already old and didn't need to win, and
he
literally won. He lost most of his matches after winning.
Yeah, he did.
Battle Royal, so it's you've got Baron Corbin, okay, and we all know, of course, I know very well, Yeah, they just totally de-pushed him. I mean, yeah, from someone who wins the Battle Royal and Money in the Bank and has a SummerSlam match with John Cena and they just bury him. And then you've got Mojo Rawley.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, what has he done?
Turn heel.
Okay, yeah. He's turned heel to get out of the tag team.
Yeah.
And he's done absolutely nothing else.
Leave the poor guy alone. I'm just kidding.
Well, no, I mean the point is these are characters in fake fights. This is not about the person. But the story that we're being told is that this Battle Royal victory is not important. It means nothing. It leads to nothing.
That's true.
So why should I, as a fan, invest in that from a storyline perspective?
Because we said so, damn it.
No. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. Well, it does suck. Maybe they'll surprise us and do something different. You never know. We just don't. And we'll find out in just a couple of weeks here. Not even. Less than 2 weeks away from the granddaddy of them all. You know, I wanted to get your thought. Oh, okay. So we're talking about the Battle Royal, right? Rusev was rumored to have been in that match. But because he actually is a big boy and got himself over, that mofo is now in a title match. Should we expect any more surprise changes like that because they realize how bad they screwed it up?
Not really for the most part. You know, like they'll give you a little breadcrumb and they'll use his popularity to put other people over, but
sure.
But it doesn't necessarily mean that they have big plans for, anybody in that situation. And people have to realize, out of the many, many years the WWE /WWF /WWF has existed, Daniel Bryan is an outlier. That's not an example you can point to because that stands out from everything that we know that is in direct opposition to that. So, yeah, I don't expect him to get, a main event push.
No, he's gonna be a limited time wrestler. Am I wrong?
He's going to be an upper mid card wrestler.
Yeah,
I mean, and that's what they've decided for him, and there's nothing we can do about that. And we can continue to cheer and show support for him. And I think he should be in the main event picture, not the face of the company or anything like that. But if some of the other people they have can be in title matches, he certainly can be as well.
Do you think that they screwed up the Daniel Bryan return? The way they did it. Yes. A lot of my friends think that they should have waited to surprise us at WrestleMania. I was told about an idea, and I really do like it. Don't announce anything, and then have Shane's tag partner get beat up backstage or something, and then have Shane McMahon get a piece of paper from a doctor, and the doctor is running through the back, all hectic and chaotic, and the doctor says, "He's back," or like, "It came back clean," and then Shane says, "Well, all right, let's go do it," and then they announce that, and he's like, "I found my tag team partner, and I want you to meet him." And Daniel Bryan comes out. Like, I thought they could have. I loved his return. I said it last week. But I gotta say, they could have done that a heck of a lot better.
Well, that's like with everything they have that's good. I mean, like a lot of it works in spite of them, or a lot of the good stuff they have could have been a lot better. It's like, here's this company that makes X amount of dollars, and they could make so much more if they were actually better at it. And so it's very odd. But yeah, I thought it wasn't the best way to do it. And certainly if you're looking to sell tickets, which, it's not a sellout, that was probably a factor in it.
Yeah.
So I understand that. And it sounds like his appearance there ahead of time being announced has help ticket sales. So I understand that.
But it didn't, though, dude. I was there. It's the SmackDown.
No, I mean for WrestleMania.
Oh, for WrestleMania?
Yeah.
That's tough. I don't know. Maybe.
I think if you put ticket sales for the event aside, as far as what would be a better, exciting story, I think, 10 times out of 10, something similar to what you're describing is much better.
Listen, I understand what they were trying to do. They wanted to create more intrigue. You said it. They wanted to make ratings go up, but it just didn't, it didn't work. The ratings, I don't know, the ratings may have gone up, and if so, brava. They did their job. But at the end of the day, you gotta. Wrestling is you keep saying it. They're fake fighting. I hate to say that, but it's choreographed art. I'll use that terminology instead. We get so invested with surprises. That's the whole point. When CM Punk beat Cena at Money in the Bank to win the title, nobody saw that coming. Imagine if that would have been spoiled, on social media rumors bullshit like a week before. That would have been awful. That ruined from one of the biggest moments in their history as a company. We need more of that. The pop that he would have gotten at Mania, where he won the title 4 years ago. Come on. That would the house would have blew off in New Orleans. They ruined what could have been a legendary moment.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
But then again, it's a scripted, reality-based sport, and that's it.
Yeah, that's why I say fake fights. It's a tongue-in-cheek sort of thing that I'm saying. It's not an insult. It's just to really get over the point that this is a TV show. It's choreographed and live entertainment, and because it's easy, and I think sometimes, obviously, some hardcore fans, they get wrapped up in almost kind of thinking this is real, and you have to take a step back and say, wait a minute, this is just people playing a character on TV. It's entertainment. It's a TV show, and try not to get too wrapped up in some of the nuances. Sometimes
it's hard not to. Sometimes it's hard not to. I'll defend them because I am one of them. I am. Well, we're coming down to the thick of it. If you had to place a bet, if Rock does appear, who does he work with? Because that he gets to pick who he works with.
Yeah, obviously. Someone like Elias would be perfect. Elias comes out, he does the concert, boom. Rock shows up.
Rock concert?
Rock concert. Plays the SmackDown on his candy ass.
I'd love that.
If his schedule's open and the insurance company goes for it, then
what do you mean the insurance company?
Well, movies, they take out insurance policies.
Do they really?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so schedule aside, that's the other big reason that he's not able to do things physically at WrestleMania. Or why he's limited in doing physical things at a WrestleMania. Because of that.
Yeah. That's fair.
So that's why he was able to get away with the Eric Rowan quote unquote match. But that was it.
Or what else? The spot with wasn't he? Oh no, I guess he didn't do that. Was Michaels, Hogan, and Austin. That wasn't him.
No, well, there was an opening segment with Austin, Hogan, and Rock.
Oh, that's right. That's right. No, it was. Okay.
Yeah. They didn't do anything but talk and whatever, but yeah, he was able to do it because that's not anything where he's going to get hurt and not be able to shoot the movie. and his schedule permitted it. So yeah.
I would love Elias and Rock would be just, oh my gosh.
That would be great.
It would be great.
I think if they have any opportunity to do it, I 100% am all for it.
I wonder what it'll come down to. Like, what's the deciding factor?
Well, it's exactly what I just said. It's
yeah,
and it's, you know, will the insurance policy permit whatever they're doing? And does The Rock want to do it? Yeah, which you probably wouldn't mind doing.
Oh no, why would he? You know, so. He's the OG, man. He's The Rock. He can do whatever the F he wants.
Yeah.
No one will say a damn thing.
But I do like and I was told with, you know, the intrigue going back to Braun's partner, I was told that they plan on keeping it a secret right up until as close to time as possible.
That's great.
I don't know if that means, you know, like, I don't know exactly what that means. Just, you know, the gist was they were told they want to keep it, you know, a mystery as long as possible.
That's great. I love that. Yeah.
There's not a lot of information about exactly who it could be, which is good. I think because some elements of the card are predictable. So that's good. That's a good thing. I don't know. We're very close to WrestleMania. We're very close. And I'm excited about the show and the card. But in a lot of ways, it's just in spite of WWE, because the storytelling they're doing is just so basic or vanilla or inconsistent or childlike.
Yeah, that's a shame.
You know, this Ronda Rousey match is going to be interesting,
dude.
And I don't know if it's going to main event or not. It's possible. But you know, there's a few matches that could main event, and this certainly could be one of them. I don't know. They haven't decided yet. But man, she is so green.
She is. The bad part is they're shoving it down everyone's throats. I put on Twitter, there were, let me think. There were how many fucking six Rousey promos during the night. Too much. It was awful.
Well, yeah, and then they're pushing it out on social media too. They're one of their corporate people in communications sent me a video of Ronda Rousey training at the Performance Center for me to promote if I would like. And I'm like, whoa. So they're definitely pushing it hard. And I think they're going about it the wrong way. You can see, man, she was just exposed so bad this past Raw, I thought. Like worse than ever before. Just like her moves are so hokey and slow in the ring. And it's like you can see her counting in her head. You know, that she's like remembering in her head what to do, where to grab her opponent to perform the move, and what to do next.
Yeah.
And like she's thinking through those steps as she does it. It's really bad. And, you know, they've put her in this match to try and protect her. Okay, this is their way of giving her a high-profile story, but in a tag, so she's protected. Although, oddly, she's in a match with Stephanie McMahon, who is very green herself and certainly wouldn't put on a great match. So,
nope.
You know, I don't expect this to be a great match, you know, and not every match has to be, but I think, you know, every wrestler or every person who performs in a ring, especially in the WWE and especially at WrestleMania, should be able to have a reasonably passable match.
I agree.
And man, she looks far from it. And her promos are just terrible. I mean, they're just kind of almost a bit awkward because they're just that bad. Well, and it's just a lot of confliction in how they're telling the story. She comes out and She's so smiley, and I can't stand it. Could you imagine? This is supposed to be someone who's essentially the equivalent of Brock Lesnar on the female side.
Giggles.
And she comes out like giggling and grinning like she's a kid in a candy store. Could you imagine Brock fucking Lesnar coming out and marking out like that because he's coming out on Raw?
Yeah, maybe after he like kicks someone's ass or something.
It just shows you how absurd the whole thing is. Come on. So it's really bizarre. And then they did her makeup to match her Piper outfit, like this really bizarre red, like eyeshadow. It just looked really bad. And man, I thought it was, a bit of a disaster. So.
Well, there's still time. We'll see how it all works out. But before we go, and our go home for WrestleMania is next week. Dean has prepared something, and his text to me was that he went outside the box a little bit. I was waiting for the snarky comment from you. No,
hey, I'm waiting. I can hardly wait to hear this.
Oh, I'm
desperate with. Just go ahead.
All right.
Boys, it's time to evolve once again and get to my roots. The power of positivity was fun, but I can really, truly only work heel. And so I've got to come off the top rope every week now like Randy Savage. Huh? So off the top rope this week, I'm dropping the elbow on Vince McMahon, which I'm probably going to do a lot, for this unbelievable obsession with multi-man matches. Take a look at the WrestleMania 34 card and try to find the one-on-one encounters. Now, there are a few, and there are a few that should be the WWE Championship, the Universal Championship. But just about everything else involves multiple people. And these things basically, and now they turn into spot fests. They're not using ring psychology. I mean, if WWE would have fallen on this crutch throughout its entire history like it is now, you would have had Randy Savage versus Ricky Steamboat versus George the Animal Steel at WrestleMania 3. You would have had Sid Justice. It was Sid Justice then versus Hulk Hogan versus Randy Savage versus Ric Flair in a fatal four-way for the WWF title at WrestleMania 8. You would have had Hulk Hogan versus the Ultimate Warrior versus Sergeant Slaughter at WrestleMania 7. Come on. You need to have enough talent, WWE, to write more compelling one-on-one matches. You have a 5-hour pay-per-view from 7 to midnight at WrestleMania. You mean to tell me that in your writing you can't come up with enough compelling stories for some mid-card matches? Not everything has to be a title. Not everything has to have something on the line. Sometimes it's just matches. You can have number one contenders matches if you want something compelling for it. You can have rivalries that develop in the mid-card. They don't have to be main event people. You can settle, and not with the Ultimate Deletion, but you could settle the Bray Wyatt, Matt Hardy rivalry at WrestleMania instead of on Raw in the Ultimate Deletion. You've got to use your heads, WWE, and stop falling on this multi-man crush. And when you do use a multi-man match, there is no excuse, absolutely none, 0, 0, 0, for it to be anything but an elimination match. For a champion to lose a championship and not actually lose is a bunch of crap, okay? The ECW had it right with the three-way dance. Everything was elimination. Everything needs to be elimination style. That is what makes it compelling, and that's what gives you a true champion that the fans can buy into in your storylines. The elbow's been dropped, and you're looking at the stars. 1, 2, 3.
He got you laughing there, huh?
Yeah, I thought it was really nicely done.
Oh,
I can't say I disagree with anything you said. Great job, Dean, on that, I thought.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, what we've seen is an approach of let's get everybody on the card. In spite of a story, in spite of anything, The goal is to get everybody in the card, and you look at the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal as a prime example of that. You also look at, as he said, the multi-man matches.
Yep.
And so that's the goal. The goal is to get everybody on WrestleMania.
It's not a participation.
Not to tell compelling stories that may just so happen to have an extra person or two in a match. But let's just throw everybody together and make it work. And I'm of the belief that we shouldn't do that. Guess what? Maybe not everybody is at WrestleMania, damn it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's an honor to get chosen to be a part of WrestleMania based on how good of a job you do.
Yep. Yeah. Oh well. Yeah, if you don't make it,
that should be a goal.
Sucks to suck. Do better next year. I hate to be that kind of jerk face, but like, if you're not good enough, then you're not good enough. Fucking deal with it and get there next year. Oh well. Where can we find you on Twitter?
At the Brad Shepherd.
Okay.
I'm answering the question. I'm telling you where you can find me on Twitter.
All right. Okay. Mine is short too. Yeah, I'm at John Fisher TV on Twitter. And what can we look forward to next week? It's our go home. Anything's planned?
Undertaker story will be finalized.
Yeah.
Maybe you're listening to this and already has been, but yes, the Cena Undertaker story will be finalized, and we'll see what happens. But I certainly have to be leaning towards an American Badass Undertaker.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. That's what I'm hoping for. For next week, tweet us your predictions. You already found our Twitters. See what you think. See what you like. And if you have any more bad Road Dogg booking gimmicks, please tweet them at us as well. We always like to hear them. We gave you guys so much week one. We can't do it this week because we don't want to, blow our load, as it were. Although I think a good gimmick would be Sami Zayn, the cab driver. That because he's fired now.
I don't know. He's El Generico now.
No, wait. El Generic Cab. He drives a cab.
I like that. That could be El Generic Cab. That could be the name of the company. Maybe he can give me a ride to WrestleMania.
Oh, yeah. Well, he can give Cena a ride. He's a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can. Yeah. Anything else this week before we go home for our go home?
The average person spends 6 months of their lifetime waiting on a red light to turn green.
Rate, review, subscribe on Google Play, SoundCloud, and iTunes. Hopefully you press play while you're at a red light because we don't like it when people text and drive. We'll see you all next week.